So you're thinking you want to move to Manhattan, Kansas. Perfect, this is the right video for you. In this video, we're gonna go over the pros and the cons of living in the Manhattan area. Stay tuned. If you stay till the very end, I'll give you some secret tips of what I've learned over my 16 years in this town. What's going on, everybody? Kyle Powers here with Haven Real Estate Group at Keller Williams One Legacy Partners. K-State grad, turned contractor, turned real estate agent and investor. And little tidbit for you, I'm also a father, so this is gonna be perfect for you guys. Today, we are gonna go over the pros and the cons of living here in the Manhattan, Kansas, Wamego, Flint Hills area. I know you may be dragging your feet as you're wanting to get over here and enjoy the beautiful Midwest area, but this is definitely the place to be because it is an amazing place. I'll go and jump right into it. We're gonna go over the pros and the cons of living in this town we call home, Manhattan, Kansas. Pro number one, we're gonna go over is the outdoor activities that we have available to us. Guys, the most amazing thing about being in the Midwest is actually being able to go on the hiking trails, the biking trails, the hike in the Konza Prairie, which is absolutely amazing. Definitely gonna wanna check that out when you guys do get here. Don't worry, it's not that bad being out in front of everybody and being out in the nature and the Flint Hills preserves of what we have out here, the rolling hills. It's not as flat as what people make it sound. Now, once you go past Salina, maybe a little different story, but through Manhattan, it is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful place to be. The views are amazing over the Konza. The views, the sunsets in Kansas are absolutely amazing. Definitely want to check those out. And having the pools and having the parks and having a lot of the fun stuff that we've got here localized to Manhattan are absolutely amazing. You're gonna love the outdoor activities. If you have any questions or curious about some of the other stuff, check out some of our other videos. Maybe we'll put a link somewhere in the video here, but stay tuned for that one too. One of the other things that you're absolutely gonna love are the lakes in the area. We've got Milford Lake, which is the largest lake in Kansas, which is about 45 minutes away. And then we actually have Tuttle Creek Lake, which is literally 5 minutes from middle Manhattan to boat ramp pretty much. And both of those are amazing lakes. You're gonna enjoy. Tuttle is the third largest lake in the state of Kansas. But absolutely great places if you like boating or swimming or anything along those lines. Definitely check those out when you're here too. Con number one are gonna be the roads. Holy cow, these roads are kind of a pain in the rear end. Excuse my language, I don't wanna curse on here, but oh my goodness, you definitely wanna be careful of these roads. And thankfully they're actually working on them, but I'm also gonna wrap that into the con as well because Manhattan, Kansas always, always, always seems to be having road construction going on. And if you look at some of the stuff, you can see literally just cars backed up for days and some of the stuff during those rush hour time periods where somewhere between 7:30 and 8:30, and then somewhere between right around that 5 o'clock hour, it just traffic backs up, which again, traffic isn't that bad compared to New York City, LA, or anything like that. But for Manhattan, Kansas, all the locals here are like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna get home. Takes 5 minutes to get home. Takes 15 from side to side of Manhattan. But those extra 5 minutes are what drives everybody crazy because it's because of the road construction. And when I say road construction, I don't mean like stay clear of this side of town this time of year and stay clear of this side of town this time of year. It is literally, they say, all right, we're gonna do road construction, and it's bam. It's east side, west side, north side, south side. There's a road under construction no matter where you go because that's what's going on. Don't ask me why. That's just what Manhattan decides we need to do at that time. Thankfully, again, I'm gonna kind of put a positive spin on it. Thankfully, they are working on their roads. But literally last night, my wife and I were driving down a street we used to live on, and it was just like bump, 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 bump the entire time. I'm like, oh my gosh. But again, they were working on it. Road construction. Number two, amazing schools. If you check out our other videos of schools here in the area, you will see that there are 8 or soon to be 8 elementary schools. There are some wonderful middle schools, and there's one high school for all of Manhattan. That's going to be one of our biggest schools here in the area, for the high school anyway. I think it's either 5 or 6. I don't remember what class they jumped into. But the beauty of that is maybe you don't want to put your kids in the big time schools with a lot of kids and large class sizes and things there. That's okay, because within a 20-minute radius, we've got 1A schools that are going to have 15 to 20 kids in their class. And I'm talking entire 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, those kind of class sizes. Then you've got 3A, 2 and 3A schools in Rock Creek and Riley that are going to have probably about 40 to 50 kids. And then you've got Wamego, which is a 4A school. Last I checked, again, don't quote me on those, but last I checked, Wamego, and all of those are within a 20-minute radius of being in Manhattan. The reason I bring that up is because you've got options. The beauty of being here, the schools, and all of those schools are amazing schools to be in, depending on what you're looking for. We continually rank really high in the state. We continually take care of our kids, and we continually are upgrading. Again, back to construction. I just drove by Manhattan High the other day, and they're doing a big construction project on their stuff too. The sports in Manhattan High are really great. We always have some top state contenders and all that stuff too. Definitely check out our video with schools in Manhattan area. Con number 2, I'm just now playing into this one a little bit. I told you at the beginning of the video, I am a father here. I have 2 little kids, and they are little. One's 4.5 at the time of making this video. The other one's 2. One of the cons we're really running into, and I have confirmed this with a lot of other residents in Manhattan, there are not a lot of kid-friendly activities. You're gonna find there's a lot of stuff to do, but there's no like trampoline parks. I know that we have some people that are working on bringing that stuff here. There's no trampoline parks. There's no, I know a good friend of mine, she actually owns a bounce house company, which is amazing. I love having that. She's gonna be doing really well. But there's just not a lot of kid activities. There are some, and there's some are great. You know, I know the friend of mine owns a bowling alley here in town. I told you about the bounce house. You know, the hiking and biking trails would absolutely be good for the kids, and making sure that we get them out on the bikes, and walking trails, and making sure that we're able to get them out and about. But there's those things that you just don't have what some of those bigger cities do have, say Wichita, Kansas City. But the beauty of it is that you have that opportunity to reach those close ones. We'll go over that in a minute. Don't get me wrong, the city does try to do events and carnivals and things like that to try and entertain the families and be family friendly. I will tell you, I have been in every aspect of Manhattan, the college kid aspect, the small business, the every portion of it. Now I'm in the family aspect of it, and I do enjoy it. And they've always got car shows, and they've always got carnivals. They've always got a lot of that stuff here, but there's just none of that long-term kid activities that you really can just say, okay, I know this year I'm gonna go do this with my kids. I know I wanna hit the bounce house, or I mean, I wanna do a trampoline park. I know I wanna do this, I wanna do this, do this. Those are things that we're missing and in this town that, again, I know personally, I know of a lot of people that are working on adding those to our town. So it's definitely going to be on the way, or definitely going to be working on it. I just don't know if it's going to be now or if it's going to be a couple of years down the road. Pro number 3, the big small town. I don't know how many times I hear this from people whenever they come into Manhattan, whether they're from a small town or not. It's one of the things that is absolutely amazing about Manhattan. And throughout COVID and throughout all of these rough times that we've had here recently, it was really hard for a lot of community or a lot of local businesses. But the beauty of it is that Manhattan really has those big town, big city amenities, but we are a small town. Manhattan has about 55,000 people, and we are able to host we have a movie theater. We have tons of local restaurants, which we're gonna hit that later. We have tons of local shops. You know, that small business owner is able to survive and thrive in our communities and be able to do a lot of that stuff. So that's one of the big things I love. And oh my gosh, the people, absolutely love the people. I know there's going to be mixed reviews on this stuff, but I will tell you, the majority of people in this town, they will bend over backwards for you. They may not even know you, but they're going to bend over backwards for you and make sure that you do have a good experience while you are here and while you are able to move your family here and things around there. Because it is, I mean, we're in the country. You know, you leave Manhattan and there's a lot of little towns around, but there's a lot of farm ground. But it is amazing to see the local support of the local businesses, of the local eateries, the local breweries, the local bar. I mean, all of that kind of stuff of being able to have that. It helps having K-State University here. It helps having the military personnel here. It helps a lot with that. But I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a lot of my clients where they came to Manhattan, Kansas, Fort Riley, Kansas, kicking and screaming because they're like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do in the middle of nowhere, Kansas? And then they end up retiring here because they enjoy the people, they enjoy the town, they enjoy a lot of what Manhattan has to offer. Being in Manhattan, there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of the people are dumping back into the community. We have a developing, and we're almost at that point of thriving downtown area, which is a lot of what you get whenever you do have those small towns. You know, you see the movies where they're cruising Main Street and doing all that stuff. Manhattan really has that. We're starting to add a lot of local restaurants, a lot of local shops, a lot of local stuff there on points, which is what I would consider our main drive of the Manhattan downtown area. And you'll always see people out walking around there. You'll always see them going down on shops and going to shops and buying things and being local and supporting our local businesses. The one thing I will say is in our community events, there's always a lot of really great things happening. I know a friend of mine set up a chili feed, chili cook-off, which is something that happens every year, again, pre-COVID. But we do that every single year, and we participate, and there's probably 20, 30, maybe 40 teams that actually go down there and they compete. That's always a really good time to be down and getting to meet people, getting to see people, have the Jumbotron, playing the K-State game, having a lot of support in that way. Then we have a lot of, you know, like I said before, car shows. There's a lot of carnivals and festivals and things like that that are always great to have the kids come to. And there's always a lot of local, again, a lot of local support. And that's where that big town, a big small town comes into play. Con number 3, high cost of living. Now, I want to preface this with this statement. Manhattan, Kansas is a really great cost of living when you compare it to LA and New York and in San Francisco and all of these big cities. Our cost of living is considerably low. Now, the con to that part of it is that it is extremely high for the state of Kansas. Even considered or compared to Kansas City or Wichita or some of the bigger cities around us, Manhattan definitely has one of the highest cost of living in the area. Definitely be on the lookout for some of our other videos. I'll dive a lot deeper into this stuff as far as cost of living for Manhattan, so definitely check those videos out. But the taxes in town are crazy high on certain things. There's a certain thing called special taxes when you're buying a house. If you have any questions about that, call me before you buy. I can definitely explain that and make sure you know what you're getting into before you actually purchase a home. Special taxes are a big one. The rent is extremely high. Gas prices, literally, if you go 15 minutes outside of town, gas prices drop by about 20, 30 cents a gallon. It's kind of crazy that it happens that way, but it's a cost of living inside of Manhattan. Con number 3 is definitely high cost of living. Again, check out our other video. You will see that one. If it's not up yet, you will see it here soon. But high cost of living is definitely a bad thing for the Manhattan area. Pro number 4. Pro number 4, I'm going to say the restaurants and bars and the activities and breweries and all that stuff. Again, it kind of goes back into that big small town portion of it. But guys, I will tell you, there are some local shops around here that are hands down the best thing you'll ever have. There's a place in town called So Long Saloons. Absolutely delicious. My wife and I go there all the time. Actually, her favorite restaurant is Taco Lucha. Mine is So Long Saloon. I have the whole menu memorized at this point in time. That we've been to So Long Saloon way too many times, but also not enough. They have amazing things. They're always doing a lot of really great things with their burgers and different things with their dishes and stuff there. So I definitely recommend a lot of the local restaurants. Just to name a few others, we've got Five. We've got, I said Taco Lucha. We've got Bourbon and Baker here in town. Tallgrass Tap House, which is actually a restaurant / brewery. Those are some really great local places here in town. And don't get me wrong, we still have the big ones, the Olive Gardens and Longhorns and all kinds of stuff there. But you definitely need to check out the local places because you will definitely enjoy that stuff. Breweries. We actually just had about, I think, a couple months ago, actually, maybe even a year ago, Manhattan Brewing Company just opened their doors. And there are some delicious beers on there. And again, same thing. They're doing some craft breweries and doing some things there that is also right down there on points. Along with Tap House has a brewing section. And then the other brew company in town is Tap House. they also have a brew session or a brew section of their restaurant as well. So you can get some local breweries there as well. The nightlife, the activities, I mean, we've got axe throwing, we've got paint and sip places, we've got all kinds of adult activities. I know one of the things for the kids was a little, was one of the cons for earlier in this video. But I will say for the adult activities, there are a lot of things for that one. Our nightlife for the college age area is definitely Aggieville. That's the Morrow district, Aggieville district, where you can get some definitely restaurants, but there's always a lot of nightlife there. And then they've also gotten Points, which is able to, they've kind of, I don't know how else to say it other than they've kind of made it the adult area. And that's where there's a lot of activities down there as well that we can definitely, you know, go date nights or walking around the park at night or doing a lot of that stuff and making sure that you have things to do while you're here. Obviously, I mentioned the movie theaters as well. Con number 4. This is going to sound a little weird coming out of my mouth, but I will tell you one of the cons of being in the Manhattan area is the housing market. Everybody is moving here right now. We've got a couple of, obviously you've got the military personnel coming in. You've got K-State students and for parents and things there, and then more so professors. And then we actually have a big company or big thing that's moved here recently is called the MBAF. It's the National Bio Agro Defense Facility. And they moved their entire facility right here to the middle of Manhattan. So it's really jumped our number of people moving into town. And so there's a lot of turnover right now, just as there is all over the country. I do know that. But right now, the housing market is absolutely nuts. If you don't catch it within the first 12 hours of a house being on the market, you're going to be probably second, third, maybe even fourth offer on the table, as long as it's priced correctly. It is going crazy right now. So that is my con to it, because you got to be ready. And that's what I mean, is that you don't have the luxury of being able to sit and shop and look for things and come back to things and do stuff that way. So be ready to move quickly on housing. Okay. That's all right. I've got you. I can take care of you. I've done this. I've been in this business for a while now. I'm here to help you in making sure that we are ready for that housing market. So it is a con because it moves quickly. And I will tell you, it kind of starts bumping our prices a little bit, but still is an amazing time to buy right now because interest rates are still crazy low as I'm making this video. So con number 4 is our housing market / everybody's coming here at the same time too. Pro number 5, I'm also going to flip it to con number 5 as well. And that's the weather. Don't get me wrong, I love living in Kansas. I grew up in Kansas. Heck, I've been in Manhattan for 16 years now. And it is an amazing place to be with the weather. We definitely get all 4 seasons. You get the fall, spring months that are probably the best just because they're nice and cool. I don't know about you. I enjoy those nice, cool, crisp fall days or spring mornings. And I'll go visit the beach and I'll go visit the mountains and get those nice hot days or those nice cold days. But I enjoy those fall and springtime periods when it's football season and having just an amazing time. Because again, football season is another place. Check out our other videos for some of that there, but definitely a good one there. But the weather it'll change on a dime. Literally, it's winter right now as I'm recording this video. And I'm not joking you, from a 7-day span, there was a 91 degree temperature change. 91 degrees. I mean, are you kidding me right now? Like that, it went from -18 degrees to 73 degrees. Unbelievable. Unbelievable to me. And that's one of the things that is one of the hardest things for me to be. I mean, I'm used to it at this point in time. Again, I grew up in Kansas, but it is definitely a con. And the funny thing is, it'll do it in the summer too. So there really is no difference as far as winter to summer months. Those swings are still brutal. Now, I will tell you, in the summer months, we have those lakes and stuff around us. So being able to get in there and enjoy the lakes and get on the boat and get on the water and being in front of, going tubing and wakeboarding and enjoying that stuff, definitely would love those during the summer months because it's amazing to be out on the water. But again, you're going to run into those where you almost have to get in the water because it's so incredibly hot. But always a good time. The weather's always amazing here. Again, by the time you leave here, you'll be so used to it, you won't even think about it. Because I know for me, when it was -18 degrees at night, I was like, oh, it's just another day in the neighborhood here. So the weather definitely could be a pro, could be a con. It depends on how it is. Because again, my opinion, the perfect time period is fall and spring. And I do enjoy summer. And let's be real, I enjoy the winter as well, just because it's a break from the summer. But it can be brutal, and can be brutal swings as well. Because like right now, it's 50 degrees out when it was -2 just a couple days ago. Here's your bonus tip about the Manhattan area. You are close to everything, okay? State capital, Topeka, it's an hour away. Kansas City, it's 2 hours away. Anything you think you may need to be close to those big town, big city amenities and stuff, you're within driving distance to those. Go the other direction. There are hundreds of small towns in our area. So if you think Manhattan's too big, that's fine. Go again 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes outside of town, and you're gonna get some of those smaller communities. I'll tell you, Wamego, which we serve, an absolutely amazing little community, and there's a lot of local support there for businesses. There's a lot of great housing developments there. There's a lot of really good things about being in this localized area. And we haven't even talked about Junction City, another wonderful town that's right by Post. So your tidbit for being here and waiting till the end of this video, we've got it all for you. Manhattan has everything that you think you will need. And if we don't have it, we're close enough to somebody that does. Wichita's another one. We're 2 hours away from Wichita. We have it to where if we don't have it, we can get you into somewhere that does have it. Guys, I do appreciate you checking out our video. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content. And go ahead and give us that like because it helps our channel out. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for chopping by and checking out our channel. My name is Kyle Powers with Haven Real Estate Group at Keller Williams, One Legacy Partners. I hope you enjoyed the pros and cons of living in the Manhattan area. If you do have any questions about buying or selling real estate, please give me a call. My number is 785-477-5485, or you can shoot me an email at kyle@homesforsalemhk.com. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.